He was truly the gentle giant.
He is an aggressive. He's the original gentle giant.
Let's compare it to the size of my head.
He was famous on a different level.
Have you ever stopped to think about what it really means to be a giant? We have. And today we're going to talk about one of the greatest of all time, André the Giant. A man whose presence not only dominated the WWE ring, but the entire world of professional wrestling.
André the Giant!
Standing at 7 feet 4 inches of pure muscle and weighing 520 pounds, his size was not just impressive, it was almost legendary. But beyond his remarkable physique, André left an indelible mark with his unique personality and influence on the history of entertainment. However, after his death, something curious happened. The spotlight shifted to his daughter, Christensen Rusoff. Could it be that she inherited her father's greatness, or does her story follow an entirely different path? In this video, we explore André the Giant's life, the impact he had on the world, and the real question, is Robin bigger than him? Stay with us until the end, because we're sure the answer will surprise you. Early life and growth. André the Giant's story begins in a small corner of France, but his journey to greatness was nothing short of monumental. Born on May 19, 1946 in Dijon, weighing an impressive 13 pounds, André showed from the start that he would not be an ordinary child. Although many associate him with Grenoble due to his fame, he actually grew up in Moulins, a modest village about 40 miles east of Paris, where his presence was so striking that it was impossible for him to go unnoticed. As the middle child in a family of 5 siblings, André's unusual growth was even more astounding, especially since none of his siblings shared similar traits. In fact, the family attributed his towering height to his grandfather, who was also known for his imposing stature. Genetics seemed to play a significant role, though André's gigantism became much more apparent as he grew older. By the age of 12, André was already 6 feet 3 inches tall, an unusually tall height for a child at that time. As André's height increased, so did his weight, reaching over 485 pounds during his teenage years. While his gigantism appeared to be a hereditary trait, it wasn't until later that he realized this condition was far more complex. Unlike other cases of gigantism, André did not have hormonal imbalances during his childhood, which left many doctors and scientists intrigued. Despite his enormous size, André was not just a physical presence. In his youth, he was an enthusiastic student, excelling in mathematics. He was also a big fan of soccer, especially as a goalkeeper, where his height made him a true wall for opponents. By just 10 years old, he was already 6 feet tall, making it nearly impossible for rival players to score against him. However, his family's economic difficulties forced him to leave school and help out on the farm. From a young age, André's family lived under difficult conditions. Despite the long hours of hard work on the farm, his seemingly superhuman strength allowed him to do the work of several men. Although André accepted this change of life with resignation, farming was never his true passion. Over time, he began to feel limited by rural life, and by the time he was 17, he decided to move to Paris in search of new opportunities. It was there, purely by chance, that a wrestling promoter discovered him and saw potential in André for professional wrestling. This encounter marked the beginning of a career that would lead him to worldwide fame. But curiously, the young André was not just known for his size. During his daily walks to school, he would encounter a special neighbor, the famous playwright Samuel Beckett, who recognized him by his imposing figure. This small detail is just one of the many fascinating stories from André's early life. However, his story on the farm and his simple life wouldn't last much longer. At 14, when he reached the legal age to leave school, he began working full-time on the family farm. But this would not be his final destiny. André was meant for something much bigger than the lands of Moulins. Diagnosis of acromegaly and wrestling career. When André the Giant began growing at an extraordinary rate, it wasn't just exceptional height. It was a medical condition later diagnosed as acromegaly. This hormonal disorder occurs when the pituitary gland produces an excessive amount of growth hormone, causing the enlargement of bones and soft tissues. For André, this meant that his hands, feet, and head grew to an astonishing size, with a shoe size of 22. Although this excessive growth brought many challenges, from physical discomfort to curious stares, André learned to embrace his uniqueness and, instead of feeling self-conscious, used his size to his advantage in his future career. Professional wrestling became the arena where André channeled his imposing presence. His career began in France, where he adopted the name Jeune F, or the Gentle Giant. While the nickname reflected his kind personality outside the ring, inside the squared circle, André displayed a lethal combination of strength and charisma. From the very beginning, his presence was something that could not be ignored. This was the start of a journey that would take him to Japan and later to Quebec, where he adopted a much more menacing nickname, Monstre Rusoff, which reflected his formidable reputation as a wrestler. In 1971, André took the big leap and debuted in North America in Montreal, but soon realized that the American market was different and much more demanding. Although he initially used the name Jean Fay, he quickly saw that the audience did not respond the same way as in other countries. That was when he realized he needed a radical change to advance his career. This was the moment when André met Vincent McMahon Sr., a crucial figure in the world of professional wrestling. McMahon had heard about André's incredible presence, but when he saw him in person, he was completely amazed. It wasn't just his size, but the way his figure dominated any space he occupied. Realizing that the name Jean Fay wouldn't resonate in America, McMahon decided to give him a more iconic name, André the Giant. With this new moniker, André became an unmistakable figure in the world of wrestling, and his name became synonymous with greatness. André's rise was meteoric, but not without difficulties. The wrestling schedule he faced was extremely demanding, fighting 330 to 340 times a year, an exhausting pace that kept him constantly busy. This grueling schedule not only kept him at the forefront of professional wrestling, but also kept him away from those who simply sought to exploit his fame. This intense fighting schedule was a key factor in his ascent as one of the most recognized figures in the world of professional wrestling. Throughout his career, André showed that his gigantism was not just a physical trait, but a strategic advantage. Wrestling in diverse places like Europe and Japan, his international presence solidified his status as a global superstar. Beyond his size and physical abilities, what truly set André apart was his ability to captivate audiences with his charisma. Without a doubt, his journey from a young man in a small village in France to becoming a wrestling legend is a testament to resilience and determination. Transformation and resilience. The story of André the Giant is a clear example of how one man can harness his uniqueness to transform into a legend. From his youth in France, André already showed signs that his life would not be like others. His size, as he grew, not only brought him physical challenges, but also positioned him as a unique figure in professional wrestling. Over time, André honed his presence and style in the ring, adapting to a world where his gigantism had to be both a strength and an advantage. At a key moment in his career, Vincent McMahon Sr. of the World Wrestling Federation, WWF, saw André's global potential. Recognizing that his physical presence was enough to captivate any audience, McMahon rebranded him as André the Giant. This change was not just a name, but a strategy that would make him one of the most iconic figures in sports entertainment. McMahon's decision to limit André's appearances strategically helped build a mystery around his character and heightened anticipation for each event André participated in. André's fight schedule became a challenge. From Europe to Asia and America, his name became synonymous with spectacle. Every time he stepped into the ring, he not only demonstrated his athleticism but delivered a theatrical performance that left an imprint on the fans. Besides his physical size, André stood out for his charisma and ability to connect with the audience. His larger-than-life personality made him an unforgettable figure in professional wrestling. The anticipation for his appearances never waned, and his matches were always massive events where crowds gathered to see the man who had achieved living legend status. Iconic matches and final years. One of André the Giant's most memorable matches took place at WrestleMania 3 in 1987, where he faced Hulk Hogan in a historic event that would go down as one of the greatest moments in wrestling history. This match was spectacularly marketed, with André being portrayed as an undefeated giant, creating immense anticipation among fans. Although André's invincibility wasn't entirely accurate, his presence and the storyline surrounding the match with Hogan turned it into one of the most iconic rivalries in wrestling history. The climax, when Hogan body-slammed André, who weighed over 500 pounds, remains one of the most unforgettable moments in wrestling. The fight was not just a physical confrontation, but also a display of charisma and drama that left an indelible mark. However, beyond the fame he achieved, André's health began to decline rapidly in his final years. A persistent issue André faced was a chronic back injury, resulting from the immense strain his giant body endured during each match. While his size gave him an advantage, it also placed an inhuman physical burden on him. André had been dealing with back pain for years, and the physical strain of his grueling fight schedule only worsened his condition. Despite this, he never stopped fighting. His dedication to the craft of wrestling kept him going, even when his body begged for rest. In December 1992, André wrestled in what would be his final match in Japan. Despite the physical weakness he was carrying, he gave his last effort in the ring at an event that, though not one of the most famous of his career, was a testament to his commitment to the art of wrestling. After this match, André officially retired, leaving behind a career that spanned over 2 decades. However, the end of his career did not mark the end of his influence in professional wrestling. The following year, in 1993, his health continued to deteriorate, and he tragically passed away on January 27th at the age of 46 due to complications related to his gigantism, specifically heart problems caused by acromegaly. Throughout his career, André the Giant participated in over 5,000 matches worldwide, wrestling in countries such as Japan, Canada, and the United States, becoming an international figure. Despite the enormous number of matches he fought, it was his ability to connect with the audience that truly made him unforgettable. It wasn't just his size or strength, but how he used his image to tell stories in the ring and build an emotional connection with the fans. His style, though limited by his physical issues, was full of charisma and dramatic moments that made every appearance a unique spectacle. In some cases, André's matches were not just physical confrontations, but theatrical representations, where he played with his character and the narrative surrounding him. André's fight schedule was grueling, as he participated in about 330 to 340 matches per year. Combined with his giant size and the physical pressures of standing for hours, this forced him to follow a physical regimen that would take its toll over time. Despite his health problems, André continued to participate in high-profile matches, such as his bouts with Big John Studd and the Iron Sheik, televised events that further boosted his popularity. Beyond his legacy in the ring, André the Giant left a mark on the world of media and entertainment. He appeared in movies such as The Princess Bride, 1987, where he played the character Physique, a lovable and kind-hearted giant. This film appearance helped increase his popularity outside the ring and cemented his status as a global figure, recognized for his larger-than-life presence. Despite his health problems in his final years, André remained connected to professional wrestling. He was known for his commitment to his fans, and although he could no longer compete at the highest level, his figure remained central to WWE. After his death in 1993, he was posthumously inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in 1993, an honor that highlighted his impact on the industry and his relevance in popular culture. The Princess Bride, André the Giant's cinematic legacy. While André the Giant is primarily known for his imposing presence in the wrestling ring, his legacy also extends to the film industry, where he left a significant mark thanks to his portrayal of physique in the cult classic The Princess Bride, 1987. This role, the most iconic of his film career, allowed him to showcase a completely different side of himself, highlighting his ability to play a character full of warmth and vulnerability. The story behind his casting in the project is fascinating. Writer William Goldman, author of the novel The Princess Bride, on which the movie is based, and director Rob Reiner knew that Fezzik, the kind-hearted but clumsy giant, required an actor with an impressive physical presence, but also the ability to show humanity. In an audition many might have considered challenging, André showed a natural charm that convinced the producers, despite his lack of formal acting experience. The scene he found most difficult to master was a 3-page dialogue, but his charisma and genuine connection with Fezzik's character were crucial to his success. The film itself, combining adventure, romance, and humor, quickly became a cult hit, with fans constantly quoting lines and recalling key moments. In this context, André the Giant stood out by portraying Fezzik as a kind giant who, despite his enormous size and strength, had a heart of gold. André's portrayal brought a unique sensitivity to the character, who, despite his physical dominance, won the audience's affection through his tenderness and loyalty to others. However, the filming was not without its challenges. Despite being a professional in his field, the physical demands of playing a character like Fezzik were overwhelming for André. His chronic back pain, a direct result of years of professional wrestling, became more pronounced during filming. In one of the most iconic scenes where Fezzik is supposed to catch actress Robin Wright, who played Buttercup, André was unable to complete the stunt due to the pain. To ensure the safety of everyone involved, the production team used wires to perform the scene, reflecting the physical limitations André was battling on set. Additionally, due to his large stature, certain scenes, such as those involving horseback riding, also posed complications. To allow André to appear riding a horse, the team used special cables to lift him and adjust his posture, adding another layer of complexity to the filming process. However, despite these difficulties, André's dedication to his role was evident in every scene. Fezzik quickly became one of the most beloved characters in The Princess Bride. His portrayal not only solidified him as a talented actor, but also turned him into an icon that transcended wrestling. Over the years, André fondly shared his experience on the film, often carrying a tape of it to watch at screenings, reflecting how much he valued this achievement. In fact, his involvement in the film not only made him beloved by fans, but also helped solidify his transition from wrestler to movie star. The vulnerability and humor he brought to Fezzik resonated universally, and the character became synonymous with strength combined with kindness. This role was crucial not only for his career, but also for opening doors for other wrestlers who dreamed of breaking into film. André the Giant proved that a professional wrestler could succeed in Hollywood, breaking down traditional barriers in the entertainment industry. Although the film wasn't an immediate box office hit, it has since been acclaimed and referenced countless times in popular culture. Lines like "inconceivable" and "anybody want a peanut" have become part of everyday vocabulary, and the character of Fezzik, portrayed by André, remains a symbol of friendship and quiet strength. André the Giant's personal life, relationships, and family challenges. André the Giant's personal life was marked by his complex relationship with Jeanne Christensen, a woman who played a key role in his life outside the ring. Jeanne, born on August 15, 1949 in Minnesota, was an enigmatic figure. Despite being linked to one of the biggest personalities in professional wrestling, Jeanne kept a low profile and stayed largely out of the public eye. Her Danish surname reflected a history of leadership and equality, and her career was also connected to the wrestling world, as she worked in public relations and as a model. It was in this environment where she met André, though reports suggest that there was no immediate attraction between them. One of the characteristics that brought André and Jean together was, ironically, their size. Jean was exceptionally tall, standing over 6 feet 4 inches, which made their relationship with André, standing more than 7 feet tall, unique in many ways. Despite the differences in their relationship, their shared height served as a foundation upon which a connection developed, eventually transforming into a romantic bond. Their relationship remained discreet, but began to take shape around 1972 or 1973. While they shared a life together for many years, there are no official marriage records to confirm whether they ever wed formally. The private nature of their relationship and the lack of public documentation have fueled various speculations over the years. One of the more complicated aspects of André's personal life was his relationship with Christensen Rusoff, his daughter with Jeanne. Although André was deeply admired for his love of children, his role as a father was a complicated facet of his life. For many years, André was reluctant to acknowledge Robin as his daughter, and their relationship was characterized by limited interaction. In fact, André only met Robin on 5 occasions throughout his life. This distance was partly due to André's demanding schedule as a professional wrestler and the emotional complications stemming from his fame. Despite this, Robin has spoken publicly about her relationship with her father, highlighting the love they shared while also acknowledging the difficulties that came with André's itinerant lifestyle. The dynamic of his relationship with Jean was equally complex. Although circumstances didn't allow for a traditional family life, it's said that André and Jean shared a relationship based on mutual respect and understanding, particularly due to the demands that his wrestling career placed on their family life. André's life in professional wrestling required constant travel, and he was rarely home to enjoy family moments. However, despite the challenges that fame and the hustle of his career imposed on his personal life, Jeanne remained a constant source of support for him. She is described as a stabilizing figure who provided a sense of normalcy and support amidst the chaos that often came with his star status. Jeanne's role in André the Giant's life is particularly interesting due to her reserved nature and the lack of detailed information about her life and their relationship. Jeanne never sought media attention, and after her death in 2008, she remained anonymous. However, those close to André emphasized her importance to him, as Jeanne was the person who emotionally supported him throughout his career, both in times of glory and during more difficult moments. It's likely that her influence and support were vital in helping André cope with the personal and professional challenges he faced. The bond between André the Giant and Jeanne Christensen was deeply meaningful, though it didn't fit into traditional molds. André led a complex life, full of contradictions. On one hand, he was the global star of professional wrestling, known for his gigantic presence in the ring and his charisma. On the other hand, he was a man who faced emotional and health struggles. His relationship with Jean served as a refuge amid this duality. Although fame and career demands kept them apart, mutual respect and love, though not always expressed in conventional ways, played a fundamental role in André's life. Death of André the Giant. On January 28, 1993, André the Giant, the wrestling legend, was found dead in his hotel room in Paris, France, at the age of 46. The cause of his death was congestive heart failure, a complication exacerbated by his acromegaly, a hormonal disorder that caused excessive growth of his bones and tissues. Acromegaly had gone untreated for much of his life, which significantly contributed to his premature passing. At the time of his death, André was in France to attend his father's funeral, which made his death even more shocking and tragic. André's life had been a mixture of awe and controversy, and his death was no less extraordinary. The circumstances of his cremation were also unusual. Due to his size, the plans for cremating his body became complicated, as no crematorium was large enough to carry out the process. Eventually, his ashes were scattered on his ranch in North Carolina, a place that symbolized both his personal life and professional career. This ranch was a refuge for André in his final years, away from the spotlight and the demands of his life as an international star. After André's death, the impact of his life and career continued to be felt. Many fans and experts tried to understand the man behind the legend. While André the Giant's public figure was mainly built on his size and success in wrestling, there was another important figure who influenced his life: Jean Christensen. Jean, one of the closest people to André, played a pivotal role in his life, both professionally and personally. Although Jean never sought public attention, her constant support over the years was crucial in helping André handle the pressures of being one of the biggest figures in entertainment. Their relationship, though private and discreet, was marked by respect and love, providing a constant source of stability in a world of fame and constant travel. Jean passed away in 2008, leaving behind a legacy that lives on through Robin Christensen Rusoff, André's daughter. André the Giant's legacy goes beyond his imposing presence in the ring or his status as one of the greatest legends in professional wrestling. His influence extends beyond the sport, and his impact remains profound in popular culture. André helped popularize professional wrestling and brought it to a wider audience. His unique character and style made him one of the first international superstars in the wrestling world, and his name has become synonymous with greatness in entertainment. One of the most memorable moments of André's career was WrestleMania 3 in 1987, when he was defeated by Hulk Hogan in a match that was not only a milestone in wrestling, but also a television event that defined an era. The famous body slam by Hogan over André remains one of the most remembered and celebrated moments in wrestling history. This match helped solidify André's status as an immortal figure in the sport. After his death, tributes to André came quickly. In 1993, he was inducted as the first member into the WWE Hall of Fame, a recognition that underscores his importance in the industry. André was remembered not only for his size and ability to entertain crowds, but also for his kindness and generosity. Many of his fellow wrestlers, as well as WWE members, have shared stories of his kindness and willingness to help others, which contrasted with his intimidating presence in the ring. André the Giant's death left a void in professional wrestling that is still felt today. His legacy continues to inspire generations of wrestlers who consider him a pioneer of the industry. Despite his enormous figure in the ring, André also opened doors for wrestlers from different backgrounds and origins to achieve international fame, demonstrating that professional wrestling could be a form of global entertainment. Within WWE, André remains one of the most celebrated figures. The organization honors him regularly through events, merchandise, and references in its programs. The annual WrestleMania event even has a trophy named after him, the André the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, a special match in which WWE wrestlers compete for a trophy in his honor. Robin Christensen Rusoff and the legacy of André the Giant. The life of Robin Christensen Rusoff, André the Giant's daughter, was marked by the challenges inherent in her father's fame. Born from a relationship with Gene Christensen, Robin did not have a close connection with André, as he was frequently absent due to his demanding wrestling career. Although their father-daughter bond was never solidified due to their lack of time together, Robin has shared that their relationship could have deepened had her father lived longer. Tragically, the news of his death came late. Robin and her mother did not learn of his passing until a month later, when they were informed by André's lawyer. This delay reflected the complexities of his personal life and the disconnection that often accompanied his immense popularity. Though Robin physically resembled her father, standing 5 feet 11 inches tall, she did not follow his path in wrestling, as many had expected. Her wrestling career never gained the impact that was anticipated, but she found another way to honor André's memory. Robin contributed significantly to her father's legacy through projects like the film André the Giant, Closer to Heaven, and by participating in the production of the documentary André the Giant, where she played a crucial role in preserving her father's story in popular culture. These efforts ensured that André continued to be remembered and celebrated, not just as a wrestler, but also as a cultural figure who left an indelible mark. Through her work, Robin has kept André's memory alive, playing a key role in the preservation of his legacy within the WWE, whose celebration of André the Giant continues to this day. Today, Robin lives a private life focused on her acting career. Although she stepped away from wrestling, she continues to contribute to her father's legacy, making sure his impact on popular culture and entertainment remains vibrant. She resides in Seattle, where she keeps her personal life out of the spotlight, but she has never forgotten André's contributions to film, wrestling, and global culture. Her ongoing efforts to preserve his memory serve as a reminder of how, even in the shadow of such an imposing figure, Robin has forged her own path. Through her efforts, Robin Christensen Rusoff not only honors the figure of André the Giant, but also carves out her own identity within the entertainment industry. Her actions reflect deep respect and love for her father, while also demonstrating her understanding of the cultural impact André had. Her commitment to preserving his legacy ensures that André will continue to inspire future generations, both within wrestling and in broader culture. Robin has achieved a balance between keeping André's spirit alive and creating her own narrative, a legacy that remains vibrant and enduring. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. See you next time.